So guys, if you're like me, you get a new device and you really love it. That new device feel wears off pretty quickly. You figured out all the basics, but you want to really see what it's capable of. You want to know all the little tips and tricks and cool little things not everyone knows. This video is for you. This is 10 tips and tricks for your new iPhone 7 Plus, your iPhone 7, or even your just new iOS 10.1 device. So the first trick that's probably my favorite out of the bunch, but I'll give it to you right away. So first, start typing a sentence, a paragraph, whatever you want to do. Say if you make a mistake and you want to go back, instead of just tapping the text, you can actually force touch the keyboard and go back. It's a lot quicker and a lot more intuitive. And the next one is another force touch feature. It kind of blew my mind. So we all know when you scroll down from the top, you can see your notifications. Sometimes when you clear them, you have to do it multiple times if it's based by day or something like that. However, just force touch the little X in the corner and you can clear them all at once. A really quick way of doing it, especially if you have not messed with your notifications for some time. So number 3, again, another force touch thing, but force touch blows my mind because it's one of those features where you don't think it's there all the time, but then once you start to use it, you really see the benefits. So first of all, just swipe up from the bottom, you get your control panel. So the flashlight, we all know you can just tap it, but it's kind of bright. So you can just force touch on the flashlight and do low light. So it's not as bright. So take a look at this. So here's low, here's medium, and here is bright. So the next tip, in my opinion, is really cool as well. So say if you have an app open and you want to get to the previously opened app, just force touch on the side of the glass, swipe over, and then you can navigate between all your other apps. Also, you can just swipe over very quickly, and that will just immediately go right to the next app as well without getting to the app launcher. So we've all been faced with this situation where you go to a website, it's the freaking mobile website, and it doesn't do what you want it to do. So first of all, we try to go to the bottom of the website, request desktop version. We go into the settings of the browser, try to request the desktop version. It just takes kind of long though. So the best way to do this is just when you're in Safari, you know where the refresh button is? Just tap and hold and it will give you an option to request a desktop website. It's a lot quicker than going in your settings, a lot quicker than requesting it on the bottom of the website. So definitely give that a try the next time you want to get the full desktop experience. So let's step away from the force touch and the long touch and all that good stuff. So we all love the Touch ID, but in my opinion, just one finger isn't enough. You need at least 2, at least both of your thumbs. So when you're getting everything set up, it's kind of interesting. If you go in your settings and go to your Touch ID settings, you can actually tap your thumb when you're on the settings page, and it will highlight what finger is on the Touch ID sensor. So you could, add tons of fingers and you could tap them along the way just to make sure they're all set up the way you want to. Not really a groundbreaking thing, but it is cool in my opinion just to see that implemented. So one thing to keep in mind is that you can basically force touch any icon that supports it. My favorite force touchable icon would be the settings button. So you force touch that and you can quickly get to your Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and battery settings very quickly. It's really good because obviously if we have a lot of devices, we go a lot of places, we're constantly connecting Bluetooth, constantly connecting different Wi-Fi networks, so this is a really good time saver. This next tip is really good for iPhone 7 Plus users. So say if you're navigating a website or an app and you're just holding your phone with one hand. We all know that feeling where we don't want to do two-handed, but we need to reach the very top of the device. So you can kind of like jimmy your hand up the device, or you can just double tap the home button twice. So what you're doing, you're just double tapping. You're not double pressing it, you're just putting light pressure on it. And what that does, that brings down the screen, so then you can reach the back button, reach the close button, reach whatever you want to do. This really is a great thing, especially if you're in bed and you're like laying on your side. I know that sounds very lazy, but when you're comfortable and you don't want to adjust anything, it's a great way to reach what you want. Being pretty new to iOS and iPhones, I was really surprised when I pulled up Safari and I checked my open tabs. So instead of just swiping them all like crazy, just a long touch on the open window icon and you can close them all at once. It's definitely a time saver in my opinion. This next one isn't really a tip or trick, it's just kind of like an Easter egg. So pull up your timer. Now we have the hours and the minutes. When you scroll through the minutes and the hours, you would expect them just to go and go and go indefinitely, because we kind of associate this as just like a big wheel. So it should just go on forever. However, if you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, eventually it just stops at 39. Kind of like a useless party trick. Tell everyone to pull out their iPhone. Tell them to keep scrolling. And you bet them it will stop at 39. See if you can get a few bucks out of it, I guess. Okay, last but not least, this trick takes a little bit of effort to get to, but this will activate nighttime mode. It's not really a real feature, but it's a way to get to it. So what you want to do, go into your settings, click General, and then click Accessibility. Now what you want to do is click the zoom feature and turn that on. So what that does is just zoom in your screen. However, what we want to do is make it a full screen zoom, go back to the home screen, and when you triple tap with 3 fingers, that will pull up a menu. So all you want to do is just make sure you're completely zoomed out and click Choose Filter, and you want to do Low Light. And when you do that, it gets super dark. And then also, if you adjust the settings to make the brightness even lower, this thing is super dark. I mean, in normal daylight, you're not going to be able to read your screen at all. So if you want extreme brightness at night and not disrupting your partner, or you just have very sensitive eyes, do this little trick. Turn your brightness down as far as you can take it, and you're going to have the perfect low light mode. It's going to be very dim. And then just remember, you can kind of keep the zoom secretly on, or you can just go back into accessibility and just turn it off and use it whenever you want. And there we go, guys. That is 10 or maybe 11, maybe I give you a bonus, tricks for the iPhone 7 Plus, iOS 10 devices, or even some older ones, just depending on what feature I was talking about. Let me know, guys, did any of these features surprise you? Did you know about all of them? Did you not know about all of them? What other cool tips and tricks do you know about? Just let me know in the comment section below. And like always, guys, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And be sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. And I know it's very far away, but I know we can do it one day. And that's all I got to say about that, guys. I hope you have a great night. Have a great weekend. And until next time, bye.